Marcus Speaks. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. I forgot to put up my chat. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, the only podcast where we get to talk about almost goddamn everything. So, one second. All right. So, I have a great show planned out for you guys today. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be today because last week did almost reach 5 hours. And I only had 10 pages that I was going off of. So I only have 7 tonight. So it might be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Who knows? Let's get into the promotions first, and then some banter, and then we'll get into today's show. So once again, welcome to Marcus Speaks Live, the show where we get to talk about everything under the sun, such as politics, social topics, celebrity news, all kinds of stuff. If you could, like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are new, and hit that bell icon to all so you can get all of my notifications once I go live immediately. Alright? If you could, go over to my main channel where this is at, and I hope you guys did come through my main channel. And go over there and subscribe if you're new. And I also have a secondary channel where I put all of my game content on, as well as here on the main channel on Marcus Speaks. So, my main channel, Marcus Speaks, and my secondary channel, my game channel, Marcus Speaks Play, where I only have exclusive gameplay footage. Also, with that gameplay footage, I'll also do it over there at Twitch. So if you want to catch me live on a Friday night, go over there on Twitch and show me some love, alright? Excuse me. If you guys don't know, every Friday and Saturday, I do my game stream Friday, podcast on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you could, put that in some sort of scheduler so you can know that I go live at that time. Just so you can be up on things. That's one thing I didn't do. So, as I do this, guys, I will be putting a link onto the side, right? I'm going to pin a link to the side. If you want to come up and talk to me, you can by hitting that link. So, there is 2 rules with this. You have to be on camera. That's the first rule. The second rule, you have to be on that slide. You get there. Here we go. If you want to come up here and talk to me, there's 2 rules. First rule is you must be on camera. Second rule, if you don't want to be on camera, you still have to on the show, on the broadcast, you still have to be on camera on the backstage so I can see who I'm talking to. If you don't do that, then there's no way that you're going to be able to come up here. So I suggest you follow the rules so I can see who I'm talking to. Make sure that you have some sort of name tag on there. It'll be shown. I'll show you in just a second what it looks like. So it'll show up just like this. Let me take all of this down real fast. It'll show just like this, down at the lower third if you see it. It's right down there. I need to see who I'm talking to and what your name is in order for me to be able to talk to you. So with that being said, I'm going to post it now. So let me write a little something in here. All right, here we go. Booyah. It's up now, and I'm about to pin it. There we go. It's up there. It's waiting for you. If you want to come up and talk to me, it's right there. So, let's get into a little bit of talk. So, yesterday I said it's going to be a good weekend. It rained a little bit here where I'm at, but it does feel good outside. I believe it's in like the mid 70s right now. I'm about to cool down to like the high 60s. So we about to have a very good, peaceful, cool night tonight here on my side of the world. It's been a lot of crazy things going on in the news. I'm not covering this, not until I get more information. But the January 6th hearings have started. And it's been a lot of juicy things in there. So once I get more information on it, I will be presenting it here on the podcast. If you guys have any sort of suggestion that you guys would like to give me or anything like that, you can do so by. I think it's down there in the scrolling tick. If you guys ever want to show me like a story that you want me to talk about or anything like that, let me know either in the live chat. Let me know in the comments if you are here watching the replay, or you can let me know in my DMs on social media. And my social medias are I'm on Instagram at Marcus.speaks.podcast. I'm also on Facebook at Marcus Speaks. That's my personal page. My group page over there, you can follow that as well, is Marcus Speaks Podcast. And I'm also on Twitter at Marcus Speaks 25, username Marcus Speaks Podcast. All right. So follow me over there. Subscribe to me. Do everything that you have to. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy things happening right now in the news, such as like this the whole January 6th, they call it an insurrection, but it was really just some white folks trying to get their freedom. But other than that, they're having this hearing. Basically, you can call it like the third impeachment of Donald Trump. They've tried to impeach Donald Trump twice. This will try me personally. This is the third time that they're trying to do it. They're trying to pin him to all of the foolishness that happened that day. Me myself personally, I'm not a police officer, but I don't think that any of that evidence is going to stick. So they're wasting their time. So, with that being said, also, some other things that I've heard in the news, or really on social media, what is going on with these females these days? Like they're really getting out of hand. One woman, uh, tracked her boyfriend with one of those Apple tags that's out right now. Um, Tracked her boyfriend with one of those Apple tags to a restaurant, thinking that he was cheating on her. When he comes out of the restaurant, she runs over him not once, not twice, but three goddamn times. What is wrong with these females, man? Like they getting crazy out here and it's getting unruly out here in the world. As well, another female who got so upset that her boyfriend cheated on her. This foolish bitch uh takes his mother's remains, her ashes that was in his house, and dumps them into a river. Well, she didn't know that she could get charged for that, for tampering with a corpse. Now she's doing, I think it is like 10 years in jail or something like that. Like, who knew? But at the same time, quit touching shit. How about that? Get mad, go home, break your own shit. Don't touch my shit. But yeah, it's getting crazy out here in the world, man. So crazy to where Dallas is having a drag show for kids. We're getting in today's show right now, people. But before I do that, I have to do this. So, when I make my points on this show, I usually have a video that goes along with it. With that video that I show, I have to make it transformative in a way to where it can be fair use. So, with that, with fair use, you have to alter it in a way. I do that. So, instead of me sitting here telling you what fair use is or Shelton fair use in between each video, how about I let my past self tell you what fair use is? Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, so that is fair use, everyone. So what I'm about to show you is what I'm about to tell you. So a little background on this. So with this whole Pride Month thing that's happening right now, a group of transgenders decided that it would be okay to have drag the kids to Pride show. This show, let me take this down. Sorry. So this show basically was for kids to be at a drag show to where the drag queens, I guess, did their usual routines, but it was for kids. I'm guessing that they didn't strip off all of their clothing. They just did what they could do within the time that they were there and make it appropriate. But it's a lot of Dallas residents that don't see what they did as appropriate. And we will get into that right now. So, before before I let that play, let's read what this says. So this says, Drag the Kids to Pride, a family-friendly drag show by Mr. Mister, which is a gay pride nightclub down in Dallas. Date and time, Saturday, June 4th, which is just past 2022, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. So, let's get into what this video has for us today. Roll the clip.
This is the Drag the Kids to Pride event at Mr. Mister's in Dallas's Oaklawn neighborhood. Organizers promoted it as a family-friendly drag show where kids danced with the performers. What came with it were protests outside.
You people are the symptom of a dying society, and you know it.
You're scaring children. Shut up. I live in this community. I have for several years.
Daisy says she first saw a poster for this event near where she lives.
I don't believe that I should be seeing signs advertising for children to be dancing on stage with men in thongs and in a.
How's she gonna be against homosexuals if she got a homosexual symbol on her hat? I'm gonna let that sit in real fast. Everybody knows that the Cowboys is gay. Nobody likes the Cowboys. All right? So how you gonna sit there and talk about that shit if you got the national homosexual symbol on your fucking hat? Get out of here. Let's keep going.
Bret clothing and makeup.
The organizers say today was a family-friendly event with a safe environment separate from their normal operations. In a statement, they said, "We believe everyone should have a space to celebrate who they are. Mr. Mister's is a place where everyone is welcome to feel accepted, safe, and included."
I've been here like every night throughout the week.
AJ Cruz has worked at Mr. Mister's for about 2 years now. He said today's event allows people to express themselves.
There was a lot less people drinking today, so that would make it more kid-friendly just because there's so many people here. Everyone just came from...
Just because it's less people drinking, it's family friendly. Well, let me let you in on something. You can go to a Friendlies. You can go to a Applebee's. You could go to a Fridays. At the time that this was on up here at 11 to 2, you can drink at 11. I hope he knew that, or she. I don't know that person's pronouns, nor do I give a damn. Let's keep going.
all walks of life and, just enjoyed Pride.
Organizers said they've received threatening emails and phone calls from the protesters.
I do not in any way condone the behavior that these people are engaging in, but what drags me out here is it's kids now.
Dallas police said they went to the event and protest to assist with crowd control and cleared the scene once the event was over. In Dallas, I'm Jay Wallace.
Now, that's my next story. You guys I'm going to play that full video. It's 11 minutes and 38 seconds. I'm going to play that full thing. Now, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this. So, pause. Pause. I did not mean that. Let's get into today's topic. So, a Dallas drag show that promoters call family friendly and appropriate for kids brought both supporters and protesters to it on Saturday afternoon. Dallas bar Mr. Mister held the event Drag the Kids to Pride drag show Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the city's Oaklawn neighborhood. The organizers called it family-friendly spinoff of their champagne drag brunch that would allow kids to dance with performers on stage. During the event, drag performers danced and walked down the aisle in the center of the room. At the time, the dancers would take the dollar bills from some of the children. Now, this is where it gets into um, inappropriate. Now, one thing, I don't give a damn what someone else does with their kids. Okay, those are your kids. That's not my problem. Do what you want with your kids. All right, because this is what the event also had to say in the description. Mr. Mister's Drag the Kids the Pride show provides the ultimate family-friendly pride experience. This signature event is a family-friendly spin-off of our famed Champagne Drag Brunch, with our resident DJ Charlie Fresh playing some of your favorite hits, while host Nicole O'Hara Monroe brings together some of the best drag entertainers around. Our under 21 guests can enjoy a special Mr. Mister's mocktails, while the moms and dads can sip on some of our classic Mr. Mister mimosas, uh, mimosa towers. Sorry. Do you want to hit the stage with the queens? We have 5 limited spots for young performers to take the stage solo or with a queen of their choosing. Come hang out with the queens and enjoy this unique pride experience fit for guests of all ages. This is where shit gets inappropriate because you're allowing these kids to slip dollar bills into your garter belts, or you're passing them to you as if this is mocking a strip club while they're sipping on mocktails. Like, what the hell was you mixing? Juice and Sprite, juice and ginger ale? Like, I don't understand what this event was for. Was you raising money for some sort of pride awareness? It doesn't really say, other than allow your kids to come and dance with their performer of with a performer of their choice, right? Now let's keep going. Kids also walked with the dancers down the aisles during the event. But before I get into the last part, before I get into this next part, here what was also inappropriate about this. There was a sign that they never showed on the newscast. But I was able to do some digging and see what the surroundings look like. This is what was written on the wall. It's not gonna lick itself. Now we all know as adults what the fuck this means. I'm gonna leave it up just like this, or I might do it just like this. Yeah, I'll do it just like this. We all know what this means. It's not gonna lick itself. Now, it said children of all ages. So you're saying ages 17 and under. A 17-year old on to maybe a 13-year-old would know what the fuck this means. But a 12-year-old on down isn't going to know what. Mom, what's this not going to lick itself mean? If you're a foolish father, you'll say, well, that's what that's what I said to your mom last night. Keep your kids out of your sex lives. I know it's hard because you had to make them that way, but keep them out of your sex lives. That's number one. Number two, why are you dragging your kids down to this type of entertainment? And I've said in a I said it in a show of mine not too long ago. It was, let me bring it up down here. So I had a show back in 2020. And that show was about pedophiles. What you don't know about them. Now, am I calling these gay pride representatives pedophiles? No, I'm not, because I don't know what they do in their personal time. But this is what I am saying. I did a show back in 2020. This show was called "What You Didn't Know About Pedophiles." This is what it looks like. Let me how am I gonna do this? Let me bring it up like this. So this right here that you see it blinking off and on right here. This one, you see it off to the side over here. This is the show that I did. This one right here. Right? I have in this video transgender people doing transgender story time. Within this transgender story time, one of the transgender women was also a pedophile, was charged and served time for it, which meant that they could not be around kids in no sort of fashion that they even thought of. They couldn't be around them. Now, somehow they probably thought that they went through a loophole by changing their gender. They basically thought, well, when I was a male, I was a pedophile. I am now a woman. I am not a pedophile. That's what y'all should be watching. That very video right there. I give you all the nuts and bolts. Why do I keep saying that? Pause. I give you all the information that deals with what you do not know as a pedophile. Now, I told my cousin right around the time when I started making this video, started telling him information about it. He looked at me as if I was crazy. He asked me this simple question: why the fuck are you doing a video about that? You're gonna have people think something about you. I said, no. Let's get it straight. I'm telling them what they don't know about pedophilia. Now what they already know about pedophilia. I'm giving them a deeper look, a deeper dive into what they don't know about it. In that video, I brought up a movie that I watched. And this movie haunts me to this day. Because I didn't know that there were people out here like this. It was a movie I watched here on YouTube. It was about pedophiles. I forgot what the movie was called. And I think I named the movie in the video, I believe. It was this movie I watched. I think it was like maybe 45 minutes, like a 45-minute documentary. Basically, it centered around, I think, 3, if not 4 men. One of the men, and I'll tell you in the video that I already knew this. There was a man in one of the segments that was protesting that child and adult relations should be legal. Now, I'll also go over in there when I brought that up, what the term that they want to call themselves. The term is called MAPS, which is called, what was it? Male, not male. Let's look it up. MAPS is now they're bringing up a whole bunch of maps, like maps, not maps. So, maps. They're called maps. Maps. Let's try it that way. Maps term. The term map. No, that's not it. Urban Dictionary. Minor attracted persons. That's what it's called. Right here, the Urban Dictionary for the win. So, in that, I go over what maps are. Minor attracted persons. These freaks want it to be legal for what they want to be legal, which is their affinity and lust after children to be legal. Now, who knows what this actually is about? We, from the outside looking in, it doesn't look good. So let's look up what MAPS is. Minor attracted persons, or more commonly known as pedophilia. Because they don't want to be called pedophiles anymore. They want to be called MAPS. It sounds better for them. Now, they are people attracted to people under the age of 18. There is also no MAPS who are attracted to minors, but do not act on it. And I'll also go over that as well. I'll go over MAPS and no MAPS. So the MAPS, they act on the act of what they want to do with the underage child. The no MAPS, they just have the thought of loving children in that way, not the extreme way of how the MAPS do it. And I also go over the difference of a pedophile and I think they call it a pederast. A pedophile is a person who deals with children that are that have reached adolescence, I believe. A pederast is somebody who deals with children under the age of adolescence. So adolescence starts, I believe, at age 12, if not 13. And then they deal with all kids under that age, the pederast. So not all. I didn't even know that myself when I was researching it, but once I got that information, I made sure I presented it to you guys. Excuse me. So yeah, they. Now let's get back to these drag queens. Now, who knows what they wanted to do other than, I guess, have people come out and have a good time. Because to ask parents to bring their children out to an event like that has map written all over it. Now let me tell you a little story about that video I did. This video here, what you don't know about pedophiles, right? Out of the 44 people who watched this, there was one comment that I got from a Wolverine Logan. I still remember this person's name to this day. I looked the name up. The person didn't have any sort of videos up or anything. They just had a blank YouTube channel. But the video right next to it is 5 minutes and I believe it's 55 seconds long. Let me blow this up. Hold up. This video right here, where it has the black wolf, where it says Marcus Ransom comment on my video what you didn't know about pedophilia. This asshole literally came out of his skin to ask me, hey, how about you do a show about adult attracted persons? So me being the manipulative, maniacal person that I am, I kept them in the comment section for a while. I said, what's an adult attracted person? He said it's a underage person who is attracted to adults. I said, oh, okay. And then I got into him. Pause. Pause. Like I flipped my lid and I cussed them out basically. I basically said, what type of goddamn channel do you think this is? I said, this isn't the channel that you think that it is. It's not me on here getting suggestions from people like you who want me to talk about something that I would never fucking talk about. Don't you ever come on my goddamn channel again and tell me what to talk about, especially that dirty shit you want me to talk about. And that's what I basically get into that video about. This rant, this 5 minute, 55 second rant here is basically me flying into this dude's ass. Pause. Damn, I need to with these two topics I got, I need to chill the fuck out on some of the phrasing that I'm using. But yeah, I suggest you guys check both of these videos out for Pride Month. Because you never know who the fuck you're putting your kids around. You never know who could be influencing your children. But let's get to this sign here. This sign right here. This sign is disgusting to be for kids to be around. For the simple fact that this club is basically one of those clubs, right? Now I'm about to tell this damn story, but I'm not at fault when I tell this story. So back in the day, in my teenage years, when shit was everywhere, basically, like the way I felt about things. Now I really don't give a fuck about most stuff. Because if it doesn't affect me in my own personal life now, then I really don't give a damn about it. But back then, I was a little bit of a stickler and I was a holy roly, basically. Let me put it like that. I carried a Psalms in my back pocket every day. I would read it and all of that. So last week I told a story about one of my friends that I basically don't talk to anymore. That I basically talked about how we're basically not friends to this day, all because of money. So this story involves that guy and another one of my high school friends. I won't put any of their names in this just to protect the innocent, but that day they weren't that innocent. Just saying. Um, so I'll go over my homeboy's house, the one that I spoke about last week. He lived right around the corner from me. And it was a Sunday night, I believe. So he was like, "Yo, are you trying to roll with us? We about to go out." So I had I had a very strict mother, to where I had to tell her about all of my whereabouts. And I understand it now why she was doing it. That's the reason why I will do the same with my kids. So I was like, well, I need to know where we're going so I can let my mom know before we leave. So they basically was like, yo, you don't need to tell your mom where we going, like it's not even that serious. I said, well, you tell my mother that I don't need to worry about it. So they was like, just tell her we're going to Delaware. I said, well, she's gonna ask where in Delaware, so I need a place of where we're gonna be at. Is it gonna be a residence? Is it gonna be a mall? Where are we going? So they was like, well, just say that we're going to like a show. I was like, all right. So I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm about to head to Delaware with the guys. We're going to a show. So she basically asked the question, well, where at in Delaware is it going to be? So I had to ask them, where at Delaware are we going? They was like, it's going to be in Wilmington. So I was like, okay. Because it's going to be in Wilmington. So she was like, all right, call me before you get here, or just come in the house. So I was all right, cool. So I could go. So our ride came and picked us up, which was weird because I hadn't seen this girl. Our it was an old boss of mine when I worked at McDonald's, still their boss because they still were working at McDonald's. So it was probably like a year and a half that I saw this person. I was like, well, that's weird that I'm just now seeing this person, and I haven't seen this person in like a year and a half. So I asked her, where are we going? So both of my friends started laughing. They was like, you didn't tell Marcus where we were going? And I was like, well, where the fuck are we going? What's the joke? So she turned around with a smile on her face saying, we're going to a drag show. I said, oh, no, the fuck we're not. Turn this car around. I'm going home. She said, I'm not turning my car around, so you're just going to have to enjoy the ride. I'm like, well, bitch, look. I said, I'm about to fucking make us crash to where we have to not go to where we're going. So turn this motherfucking car around. So she was like, oh, so you're really going to hit me? I said, yeah, I don't really give a fuck right now. So what wound up happening, we had to make a stop. She said, well, let me pick my friend up first, and then I'll take you back home. So here was the smoke and mirrors about this. The apartment that we went in, one of the guys that were there was a guy that I went to school with in elementary school. This white dude. So I started chopping it up with him. You know, I haven't seen him since middle school, like 6th grade middle school. So we were chopping it up. So he said, "Oh, are you coming to the show? I'm performing." I said, "Performing what?" He said, "Oh, I made a rap, and I'm going to rap it." So he put on the CD and he let me hear what he was going to say. I said, "Okay, that's cool. Where are you doing this at?" He said, "Oh, I'm doing it at the show that my brother's in." I said, "What?" And as soon as he said that, his brother walks out in a sequence dress with his wig on. I said, "What the fuck, yo?" Oh, I cussed my friends out the whole time in the apartment, in the car, because we was going in the wrong direction. We were supposed to be heading back to drop me off, but they thought it would be funny that I go with them. Needless to say, I stayed out in the car the whole 3 hours that they were up there. I was in the car the whole time. I made one of them give me their phone so I could have some sort of communication to my mom. So every hour I would call my mom and tell her, these motherfuckers are still in there. And she was like, "Well, do you have the keys to the car?" And I said, "Yeah, I got the keys to the car. I'm in the driver's seat." She said, "Well, still the fucking car and drive home. You know how to drive, don't you?" I was like, "Not really." I said, "I don't know how to read the signs or nothing." So she was like, "Well, you have to figure something out and get your ass back to this house." She said, "But I'll pray for you. While you're out, I'll pray for you." I was like, "All right, cool." So this was the funny part. So the bar lets out. Now I know you guys are probably saying, "Well, how old was y'all?" I was 16. Hold on. What time? Yeah, I was 16, and my one homeboy, he was turning 17 in like a month. So I know y'all probably saying, "Well, how the fuck did they get in there?" They wasn't asking for ID at all. The bouncers were wasn't even no bouncers outside. They were just letting people up. And what else happened? So bar lets out. They get in the car, and my old boss is sitting there talking to one of the people that were in there. So they go and say, "Oh, looks like you have a full house in here. You can't fit anybody else in here." And they looked at me. They was like, "Oh, I didn't see you inside. What's your name?" I was like, "Man, get the fuck out my face. Like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to try to get home." So they was like, "You don't have to be rude." I was like, "Nah, fuck all that. This motherfucker." Let me describe what this motherfucker looked like. Bald head, mustache, handlebar mustache. He had on like a leather vest with like a sleeveless white t-shirt, V-neck t-shirt, a black tutu with fishnet leggings or stockings or whatever, and like these like big black combat boots, if y'all understand, like the boots that like the goth kids are wearing, those types of boots. And I'm like, yo, get me the fuck out of here right now. So, needless to say, I was the laughing stock for some reason. I don't know why. Like, they told this story at our lunch table in school. Like, yeah, we went to a drag show the other night and Marcus didn't want to go in. And I'm like, well, why the fuck would I go in there? Number one, I'm not a drag queen. I'm not homosexual, nor does any of that make me feel any type of way to want to be there. So why? So my question still to this day was, why the fuck did y'all go in there? Now some people will say, well, they were comfortable with their sexuality. None of that bothered them. I understand that, but why the fuck was y'all in there? Because I don't hang around shit that I don't have a personal interest in. So maybe my friends had a personal interest in it. So I'm not judging. I'm not giving them. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Still to this day, I give them the benefit of the doubt. But back to this goddamn back to this damn picture. It's not gonna lick itself. How the hell is it that they allow kids in there? Y'all saw the video of what was going on. They was getting dollars and shit like that. The people are pissed in Dallas, as you can see, because protesters also showed up outside the event, many saying that they were upset that kids were involved with this drag show, or with the drag show. One woman who was protesting, Daisy, who didn't want to give her last name, first saw the poster for the event near where she lived. She was at the bar after the event with a "Stop Grooming the Kids" poster. I live in this community, Daisy said. I have for several years. I don't believe that I should be seeing signs advertising for kids to be dancing on stage with men in thongs and inappropriate clothing and makeup. Bingo! And she said a vital word that many of these nasty motherfuckers are trying to walk around is grooming. A lot of these people don't believe that they're grooming these kids. This is what grooming looks like, people. This is exactly what grooming looks like. Is you bring a kid out, you bring a kid out to these events. You let them see something that they're not used to, right? And then you make them accept this type of activity, this type of lifestyle, right? But I heard somebody say this the other day. Why force something on me if I don't want to accept it as what it is? Because after a while, you're going to make me hate you for this. So, we see this every year, and damn near every day, with gay rights and gay people trying to make people accept their lifestyle for what it is. They're trying to make people accept it forcefully. How are they doing it forcefully, you may ask? Well, we're seeing this shit in movies. We're seeing this shit on television. We're seeing this shit even in books. There's books out now that are basically having kids think that that the gender that they were born in isn't the actual gender that they want. Hold on, sorry. The gender that they were assigned at birth isn't really the gender that they really want to be. That's what's happening right now. This is the whole grooming thing that's happening in this whole thing. There are teachers that are doing this. Not only that, it's basically a part of the public school curriculum now. Now you may ask, as a taxpayer, why are my kids learning more about homosexuality than the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic? Now I know a lot of y'all may have not thought about this when you were younger, but I thought about this when I was in school, in 12th grade, really. I said, writing doesn't start with an R. It has an R in it, but it just doesn't start with one. So it's like, what's up with like science and stuff like that now? Like, what are they learning in science class now? What are they learning in language arts now? Like, what are they learning in health class now? Like, that's what I want to know. As you guys heard me last week say, my oldest nephew graduated high school. I have yet to ask him. About this whole thing about like this whole homosexual agenda thing. I haven't talked to him about it, about how the school here in our town taught him, or if any of this was talked about in school. And I also have 2 other nephews and a niece, so I'll have some information when I speak to them about what's going on in schools now. But this is the whole thing that I'm talking about. Like, this whole grooming nonsense is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand for the simple fact that I spoke about this kid in that video and what you don't know about pedophilia. This kid, he's probably 13 now, I believe. Maybe. 13, maybe 14. His stage name is The Amazing Desmond. You guys look up The Amazing Desmond. I might as well look him up now so you guys can see this kid. You guys are going to be stunned and amazed about this. Showing you guys in 3, 2, 1. This is The Amazing Desmond. Both of his parents are very, well, I won't say both, because when you see interviews of this kid with his father being in the interview, his father doesn't look like he's a part of any of this shit at all. This kid performed at a a club just like Mr. Mister, and he was stripping his clothes off while dollars were being thrown onto the stage. Now, this picture right here, I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I'm talking about, grooming. Go and look. I don't know what the hell the interview. I think it's an interview, but I'm pretty sure if you click on this link for this, you'll see the pictures that are in these two men's office. It's all kids in compromise. It's paintings of kids in compromising positions, and it just looks very weird. Like the artwork, it looks very weird. And if you look at the behavior of Desmond, you would think that they actually gave him something. I'm not saying that they did or if they didn't, but it seems as though that they slipped him something in his drink or gave him something. Go to this website. What is this website? I need to blow this up because I can't see. I might need glasses. The Spectator World. So just type in what I think is Desmond. Desmond is amazing. Try to find this picture, and then go to the Spectator World, and they might have this article on hand, or pictures or the video of that article at hand. I don't know. I'm gonna check now just to see, but the video is what is most disturbing. It's not. So try and see if you can find. Let's, let me see if they have a picture of the paintings, or if they have a video attached to this. Oh, video unavailable. This video is no longer available because YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. Ooh. I wonder why. This video is age restricted and only available on YouTube. Let's see. Turn the volume off. Hold up. Give y'all a little taste of how this kid's acting.
Whenever old keys do.
Okay.
T-shirt. I don't know why I said two shirts.
Okay.
They're not two shirts.
It's a
No,
t-shirt.
it's more than it is two shirts actually.
Now I noticed you have a little mirror with you. What do you do with that mirror?
It's a Richie Rich mirror.
Oh, I was thinking it was very Richie Rich.
Yeah, and he's got the money. He's got like a little pocket here with money in it.
Right. Well, more money than Richie ever seemed to have.
She has a lot of money.
5,000.
Oh yeah, there's more money. There's
All right, that's enough. It's a weird world that we're living in right now. Just it's fucking crazy. So yeah, the amazing Desmond, or Desmond is amazing. Look him up and you'll see all of the photos of him and probably be able to search various interviews of him. Man. Dog. I'm trying to not freak out right now, to be honest, because I hate shit like this. Alright, so moving on. I do not in any way condone the behavior that these people are engaging in, but what drags me out here is it's kids now. The organization said this event was a safe environment separate from their normal operation. After the event, Mr. Mister released this statement. We host our champagne drag brunch every Saturday at 2 p.m. For guests that are 21 plus, but we have partnered with some of our major community partners to host a special Pride drag brunch for all guests, including guests that couldn't normally attend our regular show because of the drinking age restriction. To raise money for the local LGBTQ plus youth organization. We are more than happy to open our doors to celebrate Pride in a family-friendly, safe environment separate from our normal operation of 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. on Saturdays, because we believe that everyone should have a space to be able to celebrate who they are. Mr. Mister is a place where everyone is welcome to feel accepted, safe, and included. We had a group of protesters outside yelling homophobic threats, transphobic remarks, and vile accusations at these children and parents. It is so sad to see that in 2022, there are people that still want to protest others celebrating who they are, but our staff and wonderful officers helped keep us safe and kept the protesters at bay. Now, one thing I want to say about what was just said. Let me see. Protesters outside yelling homophobic and transphobic threats and remarks. I believe that in this country, free speech is a thing. If I'm not correct, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And I've said this various times. You're able to say whatever you want because we have free speech. It's if you can deal with such words that you're saying in a court of law if someone feels offended. Now, if we have free speech in this country, I believe people can say whatever the fuck they want. If we don't have free speech in this country, you guys let me know. But as far as I understand, we got free speech in this country. So, with that being said, I feel as though that if you're bold enough to make this event and you're bold enough to see how people are going to react, that's what I think. Let's keep going. AJ Cruz has been working at Mr. Mister. That was the guy that you saw in the video with the rainbow sunglasses. At Mr. Mister for about 2 years. He said Saturday's event allows people to express themselves. There were a lot less people drinking today, so that would make it more kid friendly. Just because there were so many people here, Cruz said. Everyone just came from all walks of life and, just enjoyed Pride. One of the groups protesting the event Saturday was the organization Protect Texas Kids. They also provide a statement. We decided to organize this protest when we saw advertising for the event a few weeks ago. We researched the bar and quickly found out that it's a gay bar, and we were also pretty concerned when we saw the signage on the bar's website that says it's not gonna lick itself. We just launched our organization, and this was our first event. The mission was to raise awareness that an event like this, a drag show for children, was happening right in Dallas. We also hope that if we raised awareness, the event might be canceled or modified so the children couldn't be present. We were very happy with how the event went overall. The police were able to come in and remove all the children and their families from inside the bar. There were a lot of people in attendance who didn't have kids, so those people were able to stay and the event continued. Contrary to part of this statement in regard to removing children and families, the Dallas Police Department said officers showed up to assist with the crowd control and help the crowd disperse safely. Mr. Mister also said the bar had received several hundred threatening emails, Google reviews, and phone calls from protesters. Now, I don't personally advocate for violence against people unless it's needed. I would say in this regard, it wasn't really needed, but removal of the kids, I can understand and I applaud. So let me get some applause going on up in here. There's no reason for kids to be in a bar. Now, I do understand with bars, like one that used to be in Delaware, Newark, Delaware, that I used to frequent a lot. Between certain times, kids could be in there. After 8 o'clock, they couldn't be in there for the simple fact that that's when it was time for 21 plus to be in attendance, which is lots and lots of alcohol and dancing and stuff like that. I can understand that. I can understand that rule or whatever that they have, or if it's a law or something. I can understand that. I can understand in this regard of the event in between 11 to 2 that they do the drag show for the kids, and then 2 p.m. is when they do the champagne brunch for all the other homosexuals. I can understand that as well. But this is the one thing that I don't agree with. I don't agree with the kids being in the bar. Now, if they wanted to go to like a local park and celebrate Pride in any sort of way, and whoever the fuck wanted to come, hey, to each its own. But for kids to be in a bar where it's a sign that says it's not going to lick itself, which means that it's an overage bar, 21 plus, kids shouldn't be in there. Some of the kids can read. They know what that shit means. Why the fuck are they in there? That's my whole thing. It got so much attention that these Google reviews and emails and phone calls were being made that the Texas lawmakers got an earful of this and decided to act. So Texas lawmakers call effort to ban minors at drag shows. Here we go. Our North Texas Republican lawmaker announced an effort to ban minors from drag shows after an event in Dallas this weekend, or last weekend, really. But Democrats say the move is a distraction from the issues facing the state. Republican Brian Slayton, Republican from Royce City, tweeted Monday. I would never take my children to a drag show, adding, I will be filing legislation to address this new issue. The announcement follows an event at Mr. Mister, a bar in Dallas, uh, Oak Lawn neighborhood, that was billed as a family-friendly drag brunch at 11 a.m. Saturday. Videos from the event shows parents and children cheering and dancing with performers. Mr. Mister could not be reached for an interview Tuesday, but said in a statement this weekend that the event was to provide a safe space and raise money for LGBTQ youth. Mr. Mister said that outside protesters were yelling homophobic threats, transphobic remarks, and vile accusations at these children and parents. Slayton called it inappropriate sexual content, which it is. This is the one thing that people aren't getting through their fucking brains. This was inappropriate for kids to be at. They could probably see worse on TV, but this was very inappropriate for kids to be at. Because one, it's a bar where I believe these performers strip down. They strip down, and I'm pretty sure most of those damn performers have thongs on. Why a man is in there, straight man at that. I don't care if he's comfortable with his sexuality or not. For a man to get in his car and take his kids with his wife to this event in the black community, we're thinking something crazy about you. Cedric the Entertainer had a joke back in the day. I believe I forgot what that special was called, but he does like a lot of like dance performances in between his jokes. And he had a joke in there where he was talking about how like the whole gay pride thing was becoming more prominent in the country. And he was like, what if one day that there's a actual gay day with legislation and all that to where you can be off, you know, it's a holiday you can be off, such as Juneteenth when it comes up. And he says in the joke, one of his friends was off the day of gay day. He was like, hey man, what was you doing yesterday? Yesterday was gay day. He was like, man, I sprained my knee, man. Shit, that's the reason why I was like, nah, nigga, you gay. Nigga, you was off on gay day. Nigga, we all was here. Nigga, like, where was you at? But yeah, man, like, this is it's inappropriate because these performers know their job. They know what they do. They strip down for money at this bar. I'm pretty sure at most of these drag shows, they get even more raunchier. So for them to be here, for the kids to be there, why was it that it wasn't any counteraction to this? Because this is kids we're talking about. Damn what these men do, or women, or whatever the fuck they want to be called. Damn what they want to do in the privacy of their own whereabouts of where they are, such as the bar Mr. Mister. They want to be in there and be butt ball ass naked in front of other gay people and stuff like that. Okay, cool. All consenting adults know what's going on. They know that this is what happens. Cool. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But it becomes a problem when kids are involved. That's why that this matter is so egregious to a lot of people. there shouldn't be kids involved in this. If you want to strip down to your man thong and all that, or your speedos, cool. Do what you do in front of those other weirdos, but don't bring kids in this. What happened to protecting kids? Why aren't we protecting kids anymore in this country? It's a lot of women, a lot of feminists out there that say that women are the least protected group in this country, but it goes to show kids are more unprotected than women. So what are we going to do to protect our kids more? I asked this question about a month ago. What are we going to do to protect the kids? Because it's not only up to parents, it's up to society to come up with this. Let's keep going. He has not had a bill. He has not had a bill he authored ever become law and declined an interview on the specifics of what he proposed, but in a statement said there are a few different ways we could approach banning these. Let's see, horrendous. Wait a minute. These horrendous activities. This is yet just another attack, another way to demonize a community that simply just wants to exist, said Representative Jessica Gonzalez, a Democrat from Dallas, the vice chair of the LGBTQ plus caucus. Gonzalez said the announcement and attention from other state Republican politicians are designed to turn attention away from the electric grid and the need for gun reform after the mass killing in Uvalde. We've got a lot of work here to do, and unfortunately, some lawmakers are choosing to distract people from the real issues at hand, she said. But this is the thing. There was gun reform in Texas. It was constitutional carry. So now it's okay and it's legal to walk outside with a gun in Texas. It doesn't matter where. You have the constitutional right in Texas to have a gun. Yes, what happened in Uvalde was bad, but it's not a gun issue. Because look at what Canada's doing right now. Canada basically banned all handguns. Now, what's going to happen now? Well, there's going to be an underworld now that you can go to and obtain an illegal gun now in Canada. Because what are the gun shops going to do with all these handguns that they have on hand? Now, I'm pretty sure their law doesn't go into effect for a few months or so. I'm not sure. It probably was right away. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure those stores were loaded with people buying ammunition and guns until the ban takes hold. With that, here in America, they want to put a reform on guns to where you can't have high capacity magazines. Well, what do they think a high capacity magazine is? Any magazine that you can fit 30 rounds in. Well, if you ask any gun owner who has an assault rifle, an AR-15, they will tell you that even standard 10 to 30 rounds is standard. That's not high capacity. Now, when you get to the people who got drums and shit like that, I would say, look, allow people to do what the fuck they want to do who are actually following the law and the gun laws. Leave them people alone. Stop trying to reform guns and shit like that. The hell with that. Do something about the idiots who are actually doing these acts, such as the motherfucker who killed all of those precious little kids in Uvalde. How about in the state of New York, you really can't even have a gun like that. So the motherfucker who put himself on live on Twitch shooting people for 2 minutes. It took 2 minutes for Twitch to cut that stream, and he had already killed around maybe 7 people at that point. It's not a gun issue, because if I had a gun sitting right here in front of me, pointed towards you guys, pointed towards the camera, if I had my hands like this the whole time and that gun sat there, would the gun shoot on its own? I think it needs some sort of manual pressure in order for that hammer to pull back to hit the round in order for the round to shoot out the muzzle. So it's not a gun issue, because you can leave guns sitting around and they don't do shit. It's the motherfucker behind the gun which is the problem. So it's not a gun reform we need. It's some sort of reform on people. Now, it's something, it's a phrase that I'm starting to hear now. That if there were more guns in society, it would be a much nicer society, for the simple fact that if I had a gun and you had a gun and the person next to you had a gun, would there be any sort of conflict? Because we all know all three of us have guns. Would we get into a verbal altercation, a physical altercation, knowing that we have guns on us? A lot of people will say, "Well, we don't want we don't want a potential misfiring. Guns don't misfire on their own. So I'm sorry. If you have a gun that misfires, then you need to take that bitch apart, figure out what the hell the problem is, and get it fixed. If you're having misfires." Now, where was I? This Gonzalez lady, this Jessica Gonzalez, she's off the mark. Because not only is the electric grid and gun reform something bad to think about, but they gotta think about this in Texas. Why is Texas the only state that's not connected to any other power grid other than their own? When I did the report on when it snowed in Texas, I think it was northern Texas. When it snowed in Texas, when their electric grid went out, I told you guys that, and I didn't even know this myself until I researched it, that Texas is on its own power grid. Now, all of the 13 colonies, that's New York, that's Maine, that's Connecticut, that's my state of Maryland, on down to maybe Georgia, if not Florida, it's all on the same power grid. We're all on the same, if not branching out to other nearby neighboring states such as Tennessee and Oklahoma and stuff like that. We're all on the same power grid. I'm pretty sure from Michigan on down to Illinois, they're all on the same power grid. I'm pretty sure in California to Nevada to New Mexico and all those other states on the west, I'm pretty sure they're all on the same power grid. Why is Texas the only state that is not connected to anyone else's power grid? You guys wouldn't have a power grid issue or an electric grid issue if you guys weren't trying to man your own power grid. Which I hear the shit goes out every once in a while. So you guys aren't doing the correct maintenance on the shit. So you guys are trying to make an issue that you can just fix within an instant, like that. So what the hell's going on? So I just solved you guys' power grid issue. Let's get into gun reform, which I just stated. It's the person behind the gun, not the gun itself. Now let's get into what was that other lawmaker's name? Slayton. Let's get into Slayton's whole deal with this kids being at drag shows. Hey, Miss Gonzalez, that's a problem for kids to be in a bar. Now, not a lot of bars have kids in them. Now, I know it was probably before the time that they should be there anyway, but still, they're in a bar. If they had it at a park, it'd be different. I just said that earlier. If they had it at a park, it'd be different. Drag the kids to a drag show. Let's say that they set up like a mock stage and like a mock bar where, they had limited alcoholic drinks such as beer and stuff like that. Beer and wine. Let's say beer and wine. No alcohol, just beer and wine. And then they had soft drinks and stuff for the kids. Cool. No problem with that. But you had them in a bar with a sign that said it's not going to lick itself. What message are you sending to these kids? Because people, it's not what you can understand that gets to you a lot. It's what goes into your subconscious is what gets to you. You might have never thought, let's just put something out there. Let's say you watched a movie. Let's say it was a Disney movie. Let's say The Little Mermaid. You would have never thought that the kingdom in Atlantis looked like a fucking penis. You would have never thought that as a child. But since you're sitting in your subconscious and you're now 33 years old, you like, oh shit. Now remembering and watching this movie now, that kingdom did look like a big ass penis. It's what's placed in your subconscious is what Slayton is actually trying to protect these kids from. Not what is presented in front of them directly. It's what's the indirect shit is what's going to get to these kids later on in life. That's what he's trying to make this legislation to save these kids from, and from weirdos who wanted them at that motherfucking bar in the first place. That's what he's fighting against. And I applaud that nigga for that shit. I don't even know if he's a nigga, but I applaud that nigga for that shit. Now, let's keep going. I don't even know where the fuck I was. Let's see. We got a lot of work to do here, and unfortunately, some lawmakers are choosing to distract people from the real issues at hand. She said there aren't enough safe spaces for youth, LGBT youth. She said Lee Doherty, who runs neighboring bar Alexandria's. or Alexander's, something like that. Alexander's. Yeah, Alexander's. I'm sorry. Doherty said politicians and others are confusing 21 plus drag shows with the family version on display Saturday, conflating the two. Obviously shouldn't be done, but I think it's being done on purpose now to rile people's emotions up, he said. So it's either you're all the way in or you're not, Mr. Doherty. It's you saying this. Hold on. Let me go back. Confusing. Okay. Conflating the two obviously shouldn't be done. But the people wasn't conflating. They learned about the situation at hand, organized themselves, then went to the bar to protest what was going on. They did a peaceful protest. No one got hurt. They just were shouting, why are the kids in there? Kids shouldn't be there. This is sick. This is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Whatever homophobic slur thrown in, whatever transphobic slur that they said, which transphobic and homophobic makes no fucking sense to begin with. But let's keep going. The protest basically was just a group in the community shouting what they felt shouldn't be done in their community. They have a say-so in that, just like you have a say-so to have this vile-ass fucking drag show for kids. It's all the same. It's all the same. Now, for Doherty to try to say don't conflate the two together because it's not the same, well, if you soften up what really happens, it actually is the same. If you think about it, Doherty. You're softening up what actually happens at a drag show, which they usually do at 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. They just soften it up to where they don't take their clothing off. They're just collecting the dollars from from kids and having kids hop on stage with them to perform with them, which makes no damn sense. How's it that it's not the same, Doherty? How's it not the same? Let's keep going. There's these distractions coming along that are pitting the working class against each other when we really should be solving other problems. They don't want people to tell them how to raise their kids, so they shouldn't tell other people how to raise their kids, said Gonzalez. Now, I probably have been saying kids this whole time, which if you guys look up the term kids is actually a baby goat. What do we know about goats? Goats are used in ritual sacrifices. I'm just putting it out there. Not being a conspiracy theorist right now, but you guys can look at any movie. You guys can look up any sort of demonic ritual, any voodoo ritual. Sometimes goats are involved. Not a lot in voodoo because they basically, what they're sacrificing, they actually eat during their ceremony. So let's not conflate the two together. That's what Doherty was trying to say. You don't conflate the two together. But in these rituals, they sacrifice goats. Baby goats are named kids. What are we calling our children today? Kids. Put the correlations together. Now, Doherty said he's worried that the discussions and new legislation could fuel new aggression toward LGBTQ communities. To have these events targeted is incredulous in my mind. He said, "It's scary that it's got to this point, but Doherty, you're not understanding something. I don't know what the statistics are of how many kids are in public schools, because in a private school setting, the parents actually have say so what their kids learn. It's not really on the state level, the state government's level. So they get to tell the teachers or the private school board what they actually want their kids to learn. In a state sense, parents have no jurisdiction over that. It's what the state says. So that's the reason why in public schools, kids are learning more about LGBTQ plus heroes and life and stuff like that. There's a reason why they're not really learning about Black History Month anymore and stuff like that. This is the reason why CRT actually makes sense in schools now. Not to the people who don't think that it should be. It should be. Because you're putting this other shit in school. Why not have the truth in school as well? If you want your kids to be well-rounded, but you're also inhibiting them to become well-rounded because you're not allowing them to hear the actual truth on shit. All right? Now, I would say right there, that ends this segment of this show. Because I don't want to talk about this shit no more. I've been talking about it for about almost 2 hours now. And like I said, I didn't know how long this show was going to go. So, to the next topic. But last words on this drag show shit for the kids. Florida has already partnered with Texas with legislation like that, to where it won't be legal for kids to be able to step foot into a bar to do these types of things during Pride Month or any other times of the year. So I would say this: other states should get on board as well, but it's only the red states that's doing this, which I believe Florida really isn't Florida is a red state. So it's only really the two southern red states right now that's doing that. Hopefully some of the other ones get into this as well. I'm gonna blow my nose real fast, yo. Hold on. All right, so yeah, man, it's getting out of hand in this country. So let's get to the next story. So the baby brother of Brandy had a message for us heterosexual males in the U.S. He well, hell, I'll let you guys hear it. Fuck it. It's better if I'll let you guys hear what he had to say. I'll be right back. I'll let this play for a little while.
So it go viral because a lot of niggas that's straight, they don't be trying to shout out to the gay community and all my gay niggas the right way. So I gotta do it because I want to make sure niggas know that I'm showing nothing but love and that I fuck with y'all. We have multiple businesses together. I got a lot of friends. All right, so I was talking to my nigga Dean, but now I'm talking to y'all. Listen, I just want to say that it's Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas. Shout out to everybody in the LGBT community. I told my niggas that it need to be more straight niggas giving love to the gay niggas, and I hate using the N word. But damn, did this filter got a nigga tongue red? Tripping. But look, it's serious though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I got a lot of gay friends and I got a lot of real niggas that's gay and we make a lot of money together, but it ain't just about the money. It's just niggas is cool and that, whether you a gay female or a gay dude and you a straight dude, whatever, it don't matter. Like, but it need to be more straight niggas showing love to the community. It just need to be. It's like,
What the fuck is this nigga talking about? I don't understand one fucking thing this nigga is saying. Straight niggas need to show more love to the gay niggas. Nigga, what the fuck are you insinuating? Let me know that first. What the hell are you saying? Straight niggas need to show more love to the gay niggas. Mr. I got booty goons himself. Yeah, Ray J. Y'all don't remember when he had beef with Fabulous? That he called up to the Breakfast Club and say, yo, nigga, don't make me get the booty goons on you, nigga. What? Nigga? Are you serious? This nigga really is trying to advocate straight men to show more. Hold on, let me put it in real words. He wants heterosexual men to show more love to homosexual men. Nigga, why? It's a blessing to have money. And I'm pretty sure Ray J understands that it's a blessing to probably have a lot of money and do whatever the fuck you want to do. To the point to where you get so bored, you're on your fucking Instagram live talking about, yo, the straight niggas need to show more love to the gay niggas. Nigga, what? What the fuck is you saying to me right now? What the hell are you saying to me, nigga? Not only this is he has something else in here that he wanted to share with us about an event that he went to. Let's go.
what you afraid of, or I don't know what it is, but there's nothing but love over here. Shout out to all the glam squads that hook us up. I can't really see. I wear glasses, so I can't see the comments, but I can tell you how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on my way to work, and I just decided to come on live, and you know what I'm saying, and just give all my gay people, my gay brothers, my gay sisters, give them all their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I want to sponsor the whole Gay Pride Month and do Ray Pride. Ray Pride. That's it. Ray Pride.
Listen here, William. No one knew what Ray J's real first name is. It's not Ray, that's his middle name. William is his first name. So, Billy, check this out. What the fuck are you saying, my nigga? Like, on the real. Now, he'll do all this California tough guy talk all the time. Look, nigga, I'm from Maryland. Alright? I've seen some of the best New York niggas talk they shit in front of my face. I've seen some of the best down south niggas talk shit in front of my face. Look, that California talk, it don't faze me. What are you saying? Now, people don't know if he's trolling or not. Some people don't know if he's trolling or not, because in a way it comes off trollish. And also, in a way, to a a homosexual person in the LGBTQ community, it kind of sounds sincere as well. So what we don't know which one it is. So I would say to all, in Ray J's words, to all the gay niggas, y'all need to check this nigga for real. He's being very disrespectful right now to you guys' calls. As you saw, he called it Ray Pride, not gay pride. He's being very disrespectful if you look at it, because hindsight is 2020. And also, what the fuck are you promoting, Billy? We need to know this. What are you saying to us? Now, I believe, I don't know, it's coming up where he talks about an event that he went to with his wife.
That's it, right? Because I wanna stamp it, and I wanna make sure that we all come together in unity and live life and not give a fuck and get money and ball out, and everybody is good, right? Is this app make it like when I go like this? Is there like some kind of like red lipstick or something? I mean, no. Like for all my people, Sue whooping, you see the red lights on the.
Because this nigga kept sticking his tongue out. I didn't know what that meant as well. It's a very confusing video to a heterosexual male that don't know the direction of where the hell he's going with this. I really don't know. If you guys know, then you guys put me up on game what I'm not getting. But let's keep going.
Right, they're like, what up, blood, right? You got the crib bike with the all blue lights, you know what I'm saying? Let me see I want to see the comments from 24-hour basis, which is not pretty. Ray Pride, it's gay pride, Ray Pride, gay pride. You know what I'm saying? You know, pancakes make you stay late, right? Whether you gay or straight. Ooh, that rhyme. You get me? It don't matter. It don't matter if you gay or if you straight. You eating some good ass pancakes, it's gonna make you stay late.
If that's a code word for anything, y'all let me know as well. What are pancakes other than the food pancakes?
It's gonna make you gain weight.
That's another right.
You get me? So stop looking at the preference and just look. You know what I'm saying? Get out of it, club, and be shitting on the brothers. Like you can't do that. You can't be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? They blew the whistle, and 15 to 25.
Here we go.
Don't be a hypocrite. Like pull up. Me and Princess hosted the Gay Pride month, I think a couple years ago. And I went to the girl on girl. She came to my party. Princess hosted the guy on guy. I pulled up to her party. Mine was lit. I came out on stage. They shouted me out at the guy on guy. They wasn't super excited to see me. But Princess got.
I'm pretty sure they were very excited to see you, but let's keep going.
And they went crazy. They blew the whistle, and 15 to 25 male strippers came out with socks on their dick, waving them around everywhere. The crowd went nuts.
This is where the video takes a turn for the worse. Why the fuck are you in a strip joint at an event where 15 to 20 niggas got socks on their dicks? This is why I say, what the fuck is this nigga saying, yo? What the fuck is this nigga saying? This is absurd. This is absurd, alright? What the hell are you saying, man? Not once did the dude next to him be like, yo, pause, cuz, or blood, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, just chill out on that, man. Talk about something else. I like when my cousin does that to people. He be like, hey, yo, man, chill out with that. Talk about something else. I love when he does that. Because sometimes motherfuckers be talking about shit and you don't know where they going with what the fuck they talking about. You be like, yo, what the fuck you talking about, man? Like, I have no idea of where you're going right now. What the hell you talking about right now? What are you saying? And I say this to you, William Ray Norwood Jr. What are you saying to us? What are you fucking saying to the heterosexual men who watched your shit when you posted it? I knew nothing about it until a lot of reports came out about it. So I was like, you know what? I already got a homosexual story. I might as well put another one up in there for the simple fact that it's June. We all know what June is. Let's keep going.
It was lit. It was something to see. It was something.
It was lit. It was something to see. In whose world? Because I don't believe any heterosexual dude would be like, you know what, man, Princess is having an event at that bar, yo. Let's pull up. Yeah, dog, but it's guy on guy, yo. It's gonna be a whole bunch of just dudes there. But I'm saying, yo, Princess is gonna be there though. No nigga ever would say that. Ever. Even if he calls himself a real nigga, even if a nigga feels secure with his sexuality, not once will a straight dude be like, you know what? Why don't we just go to a gay bar tonight? Like, what? Like, what the fuck? Never. It would never happen. Ever.
See, and Princess was hosting the hell out of it. She was killing it. And so yeah, like, you know, I tried to move to the side a little bit so I could give niggas room because I didn't want, like, it was the socks everywhere and I didn't want, like, it was like hitting my jeans and then getting on my knees and shit. So I didn't want to get in niggas' way. So I backed up a little bit, but it was lit. Like, shout out to all of the gay strippers that really gave it they all that night. It was something that I haven't experienced before as far as like seeing that. And so just the vibe and the love that they was getting and the way they was making it rain. I mean, Jesus, it was category 5 in that motherfucker. Whew. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Again, much love. I'm going to work today, but I just wanted to shout out to the whole gay squad, like females, males, the LGBT, and all the letters after IA, and all of it, right? And I'm educating myself more and more every day on new opportunities that we can do together to eat. Ain't nobody one human or one alien, like we just all people. So let's get this money. I want everybody to get money. Shout out to my
Testing. Yo, my sound just went out. What the hell just happened? I have no idea what just happened. My sound went out. Let's see if I can hear this.
Big Frida. Shout out to Mangina. Shout out to a couple of the homies that's
all right, that's enough of that. I'm not listening to that bullshit no more. But yeah, I have no clue where he was going with some of the shit he was saying, but needless to say, needless to say, William has some explaining to do. So, do I really want to read this article? I really don't. Ray J wants LGBTQ community to know that he's an ally. On Monday, June 6th, Brandy's brother hopped on Instagram to share an important message in celebration of Pride Month, which is celebrated in June. In a lengthy video post that lasted nearly 12 minutes, Ray J pinned for straight and gay people to unite. A lot of niggas that's straight, they don't be trying to shout out the gay niggas, in Ray J's words, or gay community and all my gay niggas the right way. Ray J started. I gotta do it because I want to make sure that niggas is showing nothing but love, and I fuck with y'all. I just want to say it's Gay Pride Month. Shout out to all my gay niggas, he added. Shout out to everybody in the LGBTQ community. I told my niggas that it needs to be more straight niggas giving love to the gay niggas. Ray J went on to say he wanted to support the month by sponsoring something he called Ray Pride concurrently. For me, I want to sponsor the whole Gay Pride Month and do Ray Pride, he continued. Because I want to stamp it, and I want to make sure we all come together in unity and live life and not give a fuck and get money and ball out and everybody is good, right? Question mark. During the speech, the Sexy Cannot artist even urged some of his friends to come out of the closet. Shout out to the couple of the homies that still trying to act like they not gay. But I know you gay, and I told you that, and I said now it is the time to just come out and be you, he added. At times during the interview, it is hard to tell if Ray J is being facetious, as he gives hilarious commentary about going to male strip club with a straight face. He also shouted out all of the gay people that will knock a gay nigga or straight nigga out if they was disrespecting humanity. Gay pride, Ray pride, straight niggas need to show more love to my gay niggas. The time is now, he captioned the post. Man, this nigga gay. That's all I gotta say, man. Fuck all that. This nigga Ray J gay. He just hasn't came out yet. Look, now's the time. Now's the time. How about that? How about I use your words against you? Let's get the fuck away from all this gay shit. Let's get into some serious shit right now. Supreme Court Justice Bret Kavanaugh had an assassination attempt almost done to his life on Wednesday, I believe. This is what's going on.
1 o'clock this morning, a cab pulled up to the Supreme Court Justice Bret Kavanaugh's neighborhood. A man got out with a backpack and a suitcase. According to court documents, he said he was there to kill Justice Kavanaugh, and he was carrying the tools to do it. Officers say they found a Glock 17 pistol, a knife, a crowbar, zip ties, duct tape, and more in his bags. The documents reveal the suspect called 911 on himself. And according to the complaint, he told the dispatcher his plan to kill Justice Kavanaugh and said he was also having some suicidal thoughts. Moments later, cops confronted him and arrested him. The suspect appearing in federal court this afternoon, he's facing a charge of attempted murder of a Supreme Court justice. Could get 20 years in prison. He hasn't yet entered a plea. CNBC's Shamari Stone live outside Justice Kavanaugh's home in Maryland. Shamari, what more have we learned about both the suspect and this alleged plan?
Well, we're learning a lot more, and people in this community are very concerned about violence. Right now, Shep, we are standing outside Bret Kavanaugh's home, and there are U.S. Marshals here. You have Montgomery County Police, and it is calm. But again, we talk to people in this neighborhood, and they are concerned about rising
That female cop got a fat butt. Anyway, let's keep going.
tensions in the nation, along with potential violence, especially after what happened last night. Now,
Hold on, I want y'all to
26-year-old
see
Nicholas
this.
John
This gentleman,
Roski is being
cameraman,
held with
what the fuck he was
the
doing.
people in this neighborhood, and they are concerned about
Hold on, y'all
rising
see it that
violence
good.
right now, Shep. And it is calm, but again,
female
we
cop
talk
got
to
a
people in
fat
this
butt.
neighborhood, and they are concerned about rising tensions in the nation, along with potential violence, especially after what happened last night. Now, 26-year-old Nicholas John Roski is being held without bond. He is from Simi Valley, California. According to court documents, when he got out of that cab, the individual looked at the two U.S. Marshals who were standing next to their parked vehicle and then turned to walk down the street. After his arrest, Roski allegedly told a detective, quote, he was upset about the leak of a recent Supreme Court draft decision regarding the right to abortion, as well as the recent school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. He also allegedly said he thought Kavanaugh would loosen gun laws and planned to kill the judge and then himself. Roski was asked in court if he was thinking clearly and understood what was happening. He replied, quote, I think I have a reasonable understanding, but I wouldn't say I'm thinking clearly. Now, after consulting with his public defender, Roski did confirm that he understood what was happening. The arrest comes as the U.S. waits for the Supreme Court to rule on federal abortion rights. The concern for potential violence with the justice's ruling as we head to the midterm elections are both mentioned in the Department of Homeland Security's new bulletin warning of heightened extremist threats. This week in North Carolina, vandals sprayed threatening graffiti and broke windows at a clinic that does not perform abortions. And you may recall last month, abortion rights supporters protested outside conservative Supreme Court Justices Kavanaugh, John Roberts, and Samuel Alito's homes, believing the conservative majority will overturn Roe v. Wade. Attorney General Merrick Garland condemning all violence and threats against Supreme Court justices.
This kind of behavior is obviously behavior that we will not tolerate. Threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy, and we will do everything we can to prevent them and to hold people who do them accountable.
Now, the Senate has already passed a bill that would beef up security for Supreme Court justices and their families. Today, Mitch McConnell demanded that the House pass it. Meanwhile, Majority Leader Steny Hoyer says he is hopeful that they are close to a vote. Meanwhile, over here, you can see U.S. Marshals and Montgomery County Police are continuing to be stationed outside the home. Shep?
Shamari Stone live, Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Now, I believe that's my next video. Okay, cool. So, couple key points I want to point out real quick. You know, I should work it in a way of ones that I can remember offhand. So, the protesting outside of Bret Kavanaugh's house. I have to let you guys know, y'all can do that. Now, y'all may be asking me, well, Marcus, why can't they? Well, because he is not only a justice, a judge entirely, but he is a Supreme Court justice, which means he helps pull the fabric of this very country's culture. He votes things in and he also votes things out for our lives to be better. Now, if you guys didn't know, the last time that they that a group of protesters protested outside of a judge's home, they were arrested. Why? Because it's illegal. Most of those people who did that had weapons on them. Now, it doesn't matter what you feel is wrong. You can do that down the street. But when you're protesting in front of someone's home and it's a group of, let's say, 100 of you guys, what makes the person in the house not think that you're there to harm not only him, but their family? Now we had this weirdo who came all the way from Simi Valley, California, which is, I believe, a part of Los Angeles, if not in Los Angeles County. How the fuck did he get here? If he had a gun, a crowbar, burglar's tools, and a knife, and pepper spray. How did he get here with all of that stuff? Now, he might have bought all of that stuff here when he got to Montgomery County, Maryland, which is just outside of D.C. How in the hell did this man, which the reports I saw the day of, I think they had a black dude's face as the perpetrator first. Then they got the actual guy, if he is the actual guy, face on the news, which was some white dude. And I'm glad we don't know his name, so we don't give him more acknowledgement of his wrongdoings, such as we did with the Buffalo shooter and the Uvalde shooter. I'm at fault at doing that myself, so I don't want to repeat that same mistake. But this is one thing that something else that was said in the news report that I want to talk about. That they said that this man he called 911 before he was going to do the act. At the time, Kavanaugh was home. So it basically would have been a race for the cops to get to his home, which he has security outside of his home at all times, I believe. So it would have been him in a race against those security guards, which I believe they're a part of either the Secret Service or their FBI or whatever. I forgot what they said in the news report, but let's just say that they're Secret Service. It would have been a race for them to get in there and subdue him. Which who knows if they would have even had time, because let's say he probably would have shot him as soon as he saw him. Or shot his family members or whomever was home. Because you gotta remember, school's letting out. This fool got there, his family's home. I'm pretty sure, his wife doesn't have to work because of all the money that he's making. So I'm pretty sure his wife and kids were at home. So we're getting to the point to where it's a lot of mental illness taking over the issues that, no, hold on, I'm saying that wrong. It's a lot of things that's taking over the mental health of the people who are doing these acts, such as the Uvalde shooter, the Buffalo shooter, Dylan Ruth, and anybody else who has committed heinous acts like this, such as those crazy people who decided that doing a drag show for kids was okay. It's mental health we have to look at. And we have to look at mental health more now than what we ever have done. Because this is what is actually making this shit that is happening right now happen. No one's checking the mental health of these people. No one's asking the question that the psychotropic medication or the medication that they take for their mental health issue, is this a part of the reason of why they're acting like this? Now, a lot of people may argue that we shouldn't blame, or we shouldn't put mental health in this, for the simple fact that that's how they get away with the crimes that they commit. Now, I understand that. I understand that completely. But this is what you guys aren't understanding. It's a lot of mental health people, it's a lot of mentally ill people out here that are committing these heinous crimes that are going unchecked. Now, some people will say, well, if they do have mental health issues, then they need to be committed and be placed in there without being let out. Now, you gotta remember, when they're in these facilities, they get evaluated almost every month, maybe, to see if they are able to come into society without affecting society. That's just the same as jail as well. They get evaluated every month just to see if they're able to come back into society. Sometimes they keep them in there because they make more money with them being in there. I don't know what the price range is to keep mentally ill people committed, but I'm pretty sure people pay. The government pays a hefty dollar for them to be there. But this is one thing that you guys have to think about. Psychotropic medication. If you ever read any of the psychotropic drugs' side effects, some of them will say may have suicidal thoughts or cause harm to themselves or others. These are side effects, which means that they did a study on this drug before they released it into society, which they have the proper documentation of these side effects. So, the dude said in his 911 call that he has been he was in a mental health facility a couple times. In his 911 call, he allowed the dispatcher to know what he was about to do, which was him acting on his ambitions of probably what was either him not taking his medication or him taking his medication. Who knows? But this is one thing that we have to understand. He did this for the simple fact that last month, which I reported on, that Bret Kavanaugh, and along with other couple people, wrote up they wrote up something to get rid of Roe v. Wade on the federal level, which allowed states to make their own decisions of how they will handle Roe versus Wade. Now, to iterate what Roe v. Wade is a woman went into a facility to get an abortion done because I believe she didn't either want to have the baby or she was sexually assaulted. With that, the law didn't know if she could be prosecuted for this because no one at the time knew if a life started during conception or when it was birthed. Now, us pro-lifers believe life happens at conception. Pro-choice people believe that you should be able to take a life like that, a baby's life like that, at any point in time that you want. Now, whatever you believe, how about you handle that with some petitions and some organized meetings to understand what the next phase will be of you guys acting on these laws or bills or whatever being drawn up and drafted to how you guys can counteract that. This is another thing that I would say. This man almost got away with this shit if he did not call 911. If he wouldn't have called 911, we possibly wouldn't be having this conversation. We will be having the conversation of, do we need gun reform? Because this man would have went into Bret Kavanaugh's home, shot and killed not only him, but possibly his family as well. And then what? We would have had the conversation of, do we need more gun reform? Because now it's happening in Maryland, not just Texas and New York and Virginia or West Virginia, I believe that's where what's his name? Dylan Roof was from. Let's get into this article. A California man armed with a handgun who planned to kill Bret Kavanaugh was charged with attempted murder on Wednesday after being arrested near the U.S. Supreme Court Justice's Maryland home, voicing dismay about expected rulings curtailing abortion access and expanding gun rights. Authorities said the man identified as 26-year-old, and I will not say this guy's name. He's just 26 years old of Los Angeles. Los Angeles County, or just Los Angeles? Los Angeles, suburb of Simi Valley. Let's see. Simi Valley was carrying a handgun he had purchased to kill Kavanaugh, as well as ammunition, a crowbar, pepper spray, and other items, according to the affidavit signed by an FBI agent. Kavanaugh's home in the Washington suburb of Chevy Chase have been the site of some protests by abortion rights advocates since the May 2nd publication of a leaked draft opinion indicating the court was poised to overturn its landmark 1973 Roe versus Wade decision that legalized abortion nationwide. The 26-year-old told authorities he was upset about the draft opinion as well as about last month's mass shooting at the school in Uvalde, Texas, the affidavit said. It described him as concerned that Kavanaugh would vote against gun regulations in a major firearms rights case also due to be decided in the coming weeks. The 26-year-old said he came up with the plan after thinking about how to give his life a purpose, according to the affidavit. Now, this is one thing I'm going to do. I'm actually going to play the 911 call. All right. So I'm going to let me pause this. I want you guys hearing the advertising that's about to play. But once this pops up, so 1 second. Okay, here we go. This is the 911 call.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I'm having thoughts.
Tell me exactly what happened when you said these thoughts.
I've been having them for a long time. I'm from California. I came over here to act on them.
Are you thinking of hurting anyone, including yourself?
Yes.
Do you have access to any weapons?
Yes. I brought a firearm with me, but it's unloaded and locked in a case.
Okay, and where's the firearm now?
It's in a suitcase. It's a black suitcase. I'm standing near it, but the suitcase is zip tied shut. I just came from the airport.
Have you been using alcohol or drugs today?
No.
Do you need medical attention?
I need psychiatric help.
And you said you came from California. Do you know someone down here?
Bret Kavanaugh.
Okay. You came alone?
Correct.
And what were you coming to do? Just to hurt yourself and him, or what was going to happen?
Correct.
And again, you're still sitting at the curve.
I'm standing now, but I can sit whatever. I want to be fully compliant, so whatever they want me to do, I'll do.
So that was that was an edited portion, but it gives you all the information that you need. He asked during his 911 call for psychiatric attention because he had thoughts to the point to where, which this was also the weird part, when the which I applaud, the let me applaud him first. I applaud the 911 dispatcher for asking the very question. You said you came here from California. Yes, I did. Do you know anybody down here? Bret Kavanaugh. Red flag right there. How do you know this man? If you said you need psychiatric attention, that automatically should send a red flag up in the air. Let me get the authorities on the phone real fast. I don't know how dispatchers do this shit, but I'm pretty sure with technology that we have today, they can tell the person that's next to them. Get 911 on the phone, listen to this real fast, and let them hear this. Because all the calls are recorded, so they can just take whatever that's going on, put it over on their computer. This is what we got so far from this call, officer. Plays it, blah 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 blah. Okay, where's this guy at? He said he's down the street, sitting on the curb, down the street from Bret Kavanaugh's house. Cherries and berries go in the air. If y'all don't know what cherries and berries are, police sirens. But anyway, let's keep going. A criminal complaint filed in federal court in Maryland said the 26-year-old faced a charge of attempted to kidnap or murder a U.S. justice, an offense carrying a maximum prison sentence of 20 years. According to prosecutors, the 26-year-old made an initial court appearance on Wednesday afternoon and agreed to continue detention. With another hearing set for June 22nd, threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland told reporters when asked about the arrest, White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said President Joe Biden condemns the actions of this individual in the strongest terms and supports pending legislation in Congress that would improve security for the justices. Any threats of justice any threats of violence or attempts to intimidate justices have no place in our society, Jean-Pierre says. I said Jean-Pierre. What's her name again? Karen Jean-Pierre? Yeah, Karen Jean-Pierre. Okay, there we go. The 26-year-old was taken into custody near the justice's home and transported to the police station in Maryland's Montgomery County, with the case subsequently transferred to the FBI, local police said. Because it has to be, for the simple fact that he was about to, he was attempting to, about to harm a justice. It automatically becomes an FBI issue for the simple fact that on the federal level, Bret Kavanaugh is a federal judge, which needs federal police attention. The FBI inserted themselves at that. So, at approximately 1:50 a.m. Wednesday, a man was arrested near Justice Kavanaugh's residence. The man was armed and made threats against Justice Kavanaugh's Justin Kavanaugh. Court spokesperson Patricia McCabe added, the affidavit said that the 26-year-old himself called police after he saw U.S. Marshals outside Kavanaugh's home. The 26-year-old told the dispatcher he was suicidal and intended to kill Kavanaugh, according to the affidavit. Montgomery County Police took him into custody without incident. The affidavit said abortion rights supporters have held protests outside Kavanaugh's home and those of at least two other justices, while also rallying outside the courthouse since the publication of the leaked draft. Kavanaugh, a conservative jurist appointed by former President Donald Trump, has served on the court since 2018. The U.S. Justice Department said on May 11th, that it was in increasing security for Supreme Court justices following the leaked draft opinion. Garland, whose own nomination to the court in 2016 was turned away by Senate Republicans, directed the U.S. Marshals Service to provide additional support to the court's existing police force. The department said abortion rights supporters have held demonstrations in Washington and other cities since the draft was leaked, incensed that a right recognized for half a century was poised to be erased by the court's increasingly assertive conservative justices. The court building is now surrounded by high black fences. A protester on Monday chained himself by the neck to the permanent fence. The perimeter fence. Sorry, I said permanent fence. The draft opinion, authored by conservative Justice Samuel Alito and published by Politico news outlet, would uphold a Mississippi law banning abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy and overturn the Roe decision that recognized a woman's constitutional right to obtain an abortion. Now, look, the federal government in the Supreme Court justices' eyes don't believe that it should be a federal issue anymore. They believe it should be a state issue. This is why. Because whatever state you live in, some people have access to other states if you live in a state like mine. My state's small, so I get to venture around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio if I want to. Like, it's no problem. But we have access to all these other facilities in these other states, which means that if your state finds out that you got an abortion, knowing that they either, let's say that they did overturn the Roe v. Wade decision in their laws to where it becomes illegal, then you, as a woman, become a person that broke the law. Doesn't matter what state you did it in, you did it. So if you are a resident of Maryland and Maryland has it to where you can get an abortion, which we don't, you go to jail because you took a life. That's what it looks. This is what it's looking like. You took a life, so you go to jail for it. Who knows how long, but whatever. But it's people protesting this because they're like, you're taking away our constitutional right to get an abortion, and it's men out there advocating for women for doing this. Now these people become pro-choicers because it's mostly pro-choicers out here that's making these decisions. Making these decisions that's out here doing these protests. There's no pro-lifer out there because we believe life begins during conception. Now, with that being said, if life begins during conception, right? Then we have a human being created as we speak, or while we're in the act, or after the act, or whatever, right? That's what pro-lifers believe. Pro-choicers believe you should be able to cut that baby up and be able to blend that motherfucker up at any time possible that you see fit. 15 weeks is not enough time. We need more time. They're getting upset because they dropped it in some states to 15 weeks. Now, if you look at like a baby like one of those baby calendars that show you like the stage that they're in or whatever by month, it's like 40 weeks it takes a baby to be fully formed, right? So they're getting upset at 15 weeks when it takes 40. So that's what, that's like a quarter of the time of, not even that, it's almost half. It's almost half the time that baby is not yet fully formed, which you get a pretty big enough and viable life at 15 weeks. And pro-choicers are getting upset that they can't kill the baby at any other point in the stage of life. I don't understand this. Like, has the world gone mad, people? Has the world basically eaten itself to the point that this is the vomit of which it spit out of itself? This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy right now, and I don't understand none of this bullshit. I don't understand this LGBTQ shit with the kids and shit. I don't understand Ray J saying the bullshit that he said, and I don't understand why this is an issue. The main issue you should be looking at is, why did a man fly all the way here from Simi Valley, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles? Why did he come here to kill Bret Kavanaugh when it was Justice Alito who wrote the shit up? But it's Bret Kavanaugh's life that should be taken for it. And I'm not advocating that Alito should be killed at all either. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is his issue should have been his state's law. Because I don't know California's abortion law, but I'm pretty sure they probably done away with it. So he believes that since on Politico the draft was leaked, he probably read it. He felt some type of way, which people, I'm gonna say this now. Get the fuck out of California for real. California to me is like La La Land. I have an uncle that lives in California. California to me is La La Land. Like, it's a lot of motherfuckers that I feel that live out there that aren't connected to nothing. Like, they aren't connected to shit other than some bullshit. Now, I won't say everybody, because there is some real niggas out in California, but it's a lot of those motherfuckers who live, was it north of Wilshire, that are living in La La Land in Los Angeles. And then you got, was it San Francisco, another place that I call La La Land, which Dave Chappelle called it the West Coast, the East Coast city of the West, because he said that San Francisco looks as if it should be on the East Coast. But my point is this. This man knew he was mentally ill, so why didn't he seek a psychiatric attention before he made his decision to fly over here? Now, this fool had a backpack and a suitcase with him. That already seems strange. If I saw somebody getting out of a yellow cab, which I don't believe that they have yellow cabs in Montgomery County, but let's say that they do. Which, was it Montgomery County? What's the other county here in Maryland that's one of the... Well, I think Montgomery County is... No. I think it's Prince George County. Well, Prince George... I think Prince George is second, but Montgomery County is like the richest... Or let's say, let's not say richest. Let's say that they have a good economic structure in Montgomery County. Then Prince George County is right next to it. The poorest county, I have no idea which one would be in Maryland, but it's probably Baltimore City within itself. Which is probably the only district here in Maryland that is probably the poorest district in Maryland. But why is it that this man flew all the way from California, Los Angeles at that, to Montgomery County, which means this is what happened, everyone. He got off at BWI, or is it? Yeah, BWI, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. International Airport. He got off from there, which means he had another maybe 45 minutes to an hour to drive to Montgomery County. Because it takes me an hour to get to Baltimore. It takes another 25 minutes to get to BWI. So he flew all the way from LAX to BWI, which that ticket probably was expensive as fuck. I would say that ticket was probably about $700, $800. So you charter your domestic plane from LAX to BWI, then drive another hour to 45 minutes to an hour to Montgomery County to get to Chevy Chase, Maryland, which is close to DC, which is probably practically right outside of DC. It's just a Maryland suburb of DC. To get to Bret Kavanaugh's house with a backpack that houses pepper spray, other items, a crowbar, burglar's tools, and a suitcase with a handgun in it. Now, this sounds like a scene out of a movie when a psychotic killer has all of his tools inside of a briefcase. Well, how would he cut the zip ties that was on that briefcase? Either with a knife or with scissors. So he had to have a knife on him or some scissors in the backpack. So people, I'm not trying to send you guys through like a field of emotions and a field of speculation, but all I'm saying is that something doesn't look right. And when that case comes up, and I hope they televise that shit, we need to look at this and analyze everything within that case of what he called psychotic, and that he needed psychiatric treatment or attention. That's what we need. That's what we need to analyze, and they better have some of the best psychiatric analyzers on hand when that happens, because we need to get to the bottom of this, because that only will send attention to all of these other mass shooters. That'll give the proper context of why they do this shit. I hope they televise the case with the Buffalo shooter. I hope they televise that so we can get his motives. Because me personally, I don't believe he wrote his manifesto. Which they did say he was in contact with a retired FBI agent. So y'all do the math on that. I have one last video for you guys, and we're gonna get out of here. We're making pretty good time. It's 2:52. The video is only 30 minutes long, so we'll be out of here at approximately 5 minutes from now. So let's get this thing going so I can get y'all out of here.
Simi Valley tonight, where federal agents raided the home of a man who allegedly plotted to murder a U.S. Supreme Court justice. The man was arrested outside Justice Bret Kavanaugh's home in Maryland.
He actually turned himself.
I'm sorry, y'all didn't get to see.
Simi Valley tonight, where federal agents raided the home of a man who allegedly plotted to murder a U.S. Supreme Court justice. The man was arrested outside Justice Bret Kavanaugh's home in Maryland.
He actually turned himself in and admitted why he was there with a gun and more weapons. Tonight, KCAL9's Joy Benedict is live in Simi Valley with the latest for us. Joy?
That's right, guys. Certainly a very active scene and an active search out here in this community in Simi Valley. If you take a look across the street, you see not only the local police department, but also the FBI, which is inside this home serving a search warrant by a federal judge, a family home that they say belongs to the man accused of attempted murder of a Supreme Court judge.
Come to the door, FBI, search warrant.
This quiet street in Simi Valley was far from silent tonight after the FBI busted into the home of a young man arrested for attempted murder of a U.S. Supreme Court judge.
Shocked that it was right here, and a nice family, good neighbors.
It's kind of just a surprise more than anything.
This is the family home of Nicholas John Roski, a 26-year-old arrested in Maryland early Wednesday morning near the home of Justice Bret Kavanaugh.
Threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy.
CBS News obtained the affidavit filed in court, which states Roski bought a gun with the intent to break into the justice's home. It states he took a cab to Kavanaugh's house with a backpack full of weapons, but then walked down the street and called 911 for help.
according to the FBI affidavit, he said he planned to kill Kavanaugh and then kill himself.
Roski's grandfather spoke briefly with CBS News outside the Simi Valley home, seemingly unaware yet of the arrest.
When you hear that he's potentially, threatened a Supreme Court justice enough to be arrested, what does that add character for him?
Of course, yes, extremely, yeah. It's a good thing. Excuse me, I can do that.
Court documents state that Roski was upset about the leak of a recent Supreme Court draft decision to possibly overturn Roe v. Wade and was concerned that Kavanaugh would vote to overturn gun laws. Back in Simi Valley, FBI agents went door to door asking questions. But as more information came out about the arrest, these neighbors say they're thankful that things ended peacefully.
Luckily, he did that 9/11 call, and they got him, and nobody was hurt.
And they hope more who struggle with thoughts of violence will also find help.
It's a scary time we live in, and people need to really look out for one another, and mental health is a big issue going on in the world.
Now, law enforcement did enter the home about 8:30. I'm told this search is expected to last 2 to 4 hours. Again, I am told the warrant was signed by a federal judge this evening. They are obviously looking for any evidence that could tie this man to the crime or, of course, lead to his motive. Guys.
All right, Joy, thank you so much.
I don't believe that they'll find anything such as I speak too soon. Because they could find something. They could find some sort of motive of his to where he, has it or had it in his head to where this is what I should do and this is the reason why I'm doing it. They could find it. So I speak too soon. I'll wait for the case too for all that evidence to come out. So who knows? But hope you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight with the topics that I had tonight, because I bring this information to you guys because some of y'all have busy lives and y'all just need someone as a talking head to talk to y'all. So we'll start the process of getting the hell out of here. So to everybody that's out there that's listening to this, I thank you guys for being here. And with that being said, we'll go through a few of my promotions and then we get y'all out of here. So everyone who is listening to my voice, please join me every Friday and Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fridays I do Marcus Speaks Play, and Saturdays I do Marcus Speaks Live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so don't forget, be here. The show is for you. Also, if you could, subscribe to both of my channels, Marcus Speaks and Marcus Speaks Play. You can subscribe to both of those channels on either channel you click on. So if you're here on the main channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to all. Scroll down when you see Marcus Speaks Play. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to all. That's all I ask. And also on Fridays, if you much rather watch game stream videos on Twitch, I'm also there on Twitch at Marcus Speaks Productions. All right, at twitch.tv. And if you could, if you like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you want to. Hit that bell icon to also get all of my notifications once I go live. And if you do come to the show and you want to talk to me, the host, about any of the topics that I presented, or if you want to just talk about the show in general, there will always be a link at the top of each podcast episode. So if you want to come in, there's only 2 rules I ask. You must be on camera. And 2, if you don't want to be on camera, you still have to be on camera on the backstage, so I know who I'm speaking with. And make sure you fill out that name card before you come in, so I know who I'm speaking to, so we can get everything in motion. All right? I hope you guys pay attention to the scrolling tick down there at the bottom, because that is for you. That is not for me. That is for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this show. I only have three things to tell you guys. Make sure you drink more water. Make sure you mind your own business. And make sure you do your own research. I'm your host, Marcus. This has been another episode of Marcus Speaks. I thank you guys for watching. And I'll check you guys out next Friday. All right? Peace out.